Welcome to this exciting story. Subscribe now. The first drop of the river of karma. The Ganga Aarti in Varanasi wakes up punctually under the gaze of Shiva. On the steps of the Dashashwamedh Ghat, 108 priests hold up bronze fire pans. The tongues of fire fueled by beef tallow leap half a person's height, dyeing their crimson robes into flowing lava. Sumo kneels on the seventh step, her knees against the marble moistened by the dampness of the Ganges, watching her father sprinkle gold powder into the river. That is the sacred gold powder passed down in the family. According to the Vedas, it can make karma manifest in 3 colors. Gold is the echo of good deeds, red is the mark of struggle, and black is the abyss of depravity. The son of the Patel family is here. Her father's whisper mingles with the Sanskrit chanting of the Aarti. The gold powder on his fingertips is particularly dazzling in the firelight. Sumo looks up and sees a teenager in a silk shirt pouring a whole bottle of fluorescent powder into the river. The pungent smell of the chemical preparation overwhelms the fishy smell of the Ganges mud. The river surface instantly churns with strange purple-blue bubbles, while the gold powder sprinkled by her father condenses into tiny gold foils at the edge of the bubbles, like warriors holding shields to resist foreign enemies. Look? Her father pinches her chin and forces her to look at the river surface. Black karma. Under the erosion of the gold powder, the bubbles reveal a dark gray base color, as if the Ganges is shedding its camouflaged magnificent clothes, exposing the bruised body underneath. However, Sumo notices that in the dark place where the bubbles are churning, several fluorescent-colored scorpions are floating along with the water flow. The stingers shine with the cold light of artificial pigments, completely different from the reddish-brown spirit scorpions that guard the Ganges in mythology. Suddenly, 3 conch horn blasts tear through the tranquility of the night. A swollen cow corpse drifts down from the upstream. The tilak that should have been dotted on the forehead of the holy cow is now dyed into mottled patches by the chemical powder. The densely packed fluorescent scorpions on the rotting flesh are startled and collectively raise their stingers, showing a strange fluorescent blue in the light of the fire pans, the color that can only be found in the inferior colored powder of holy. The crowd exclaims and retreats. The sarihems sweep across the steps. Only the old ascetic guru with Ganges stone anklets walks upstream against the current. His ochre robe is covered with the dust of his journey. The anklets jingle 108 times, each sound corresponding to a karma story in the Puranas. Sumo sees him bend down and pick up a scorpion. The stinger scratches a blood stain on his palm, but in the dark red blood beads, they are mixed with golden fine sand, a sign of the imbalance of karma. 7 days ago, the underground palace of the snake temple in Kochi was Beidal. Someone used industrial acid to dissolve the seal of the Naga statue and stole the snake holy scripture hidden in the snake's belly. He looks at Sumo with bloodshot eyes. These mutated spirit scorpions were hatched with the reverse karma curse in the holy scripture. Sumo's fingernails dig into her palm. She remembers the mural she saw in the Red Fort last month. The eternal struggle between Naga and Garuda, the venom of the snake god and the flames of the divine bird intertwined over the Ganges, finally turning into the morning dew that nourishes all things. But the scorpions in front of her are dripping corrosive liquid from their stingers, burning white smoke on the steps. Look here, Kiran, a Dalit bone ware craftsman, somehow stands in the shadow of the ghat. His cotton shirt is sewn with snake bone fragments, and a clay pot engraved with mantras is hanging around his waist. Sumo recognizes that he is a Dalit from the Ganges plain. Even after the abolition of the caste system, they still live at the lowest reaches of the river, communicating with the Ganges with their ancestral boneware skills. Kiran steps barefoot into the river, leaving black karma marks on the river surface with each step, the marks that only those who have come into contact with the boneware in the cremation ground can have. He stretches out his palm, and the fluorescent scorpions climb onto it obediently. The blue light of the stingers wanders between his palm lines and gradually fades into reddish brown. They were originally the messengers of Naga. Kiran puts the scorpion into the clay pot, and golden runes immediately appear on the pot wall. But humans cut off their connection with the Ganges with chemical pollution. Sumo notices the bone bracelet on Kiran's wrist. 7 snake bone pieces are pieced together into the wheel pattern of Vishnu, exactly the same as the mark on her father's peacock feather pen. Her father once said that this is a sacred symbol exclusive to Brahmins, but now it is shining on the Dalit craftsman. What shocks her even more is that when Kiran chants the mantra, the fluorescent bubbles in the river begin to condense into fine gold powder, which is the karma purification technique, recorded only in the color Holy Scripture. The balance of the 3 ages is collapsing. Guru suddenly unties his anklets, and 108 Ganges stones fall into the water. Each stone stirs up ripples of different colors. Gold, red, and black interweave on the water surface, forming a miniature wheel of karma. The Naga of the mythological age wakes up due to pollution. The caste shackles of the dynasty age are collapsing, and the modern awakening. He looks at the lotus birthmark on Sumo's soul. Starts from karma containers like you. After the arti ends, Sumo stands in front of the linga statue in the family temple, listening to her father's trembling confession. The smoke of the incense candles lingers on the altar, reflecting the faded tilak between her father's eyebrows. We have been forging gold powder with the ashes of the poor. The old man holds out a gilded holy box, and the sacred gold powder inside shows a dull luster in the moonlight. The real gold powder is hidden in the bone ware of the Dalits, in the Ganges sand they have guarded for generations. Suddenly, there is a commotion outside the temple. Sumo lifts the curtain and sees a colorful smoke column rising in the southeast, the direction of Kochi where the Naga temple is located in legend. Kiran's clay pot glows at the god, and countless fluorescent scorpions are swimming upstream along the Ganges. The stingers form a strange light belt in the night, like a poisonous dragon taking shape. Follow me. Kiran somehow stands at the temple door, holding half a snake bone in his hand. The mantras on the bone surface resonate faintly with Sumo's birthmark. The murals in the underground palace of the temple predicted this moment. When the lotus birthmark meets the bone of the snake god, the 3-colored wheel of karma will start to turn again. When they meet Guru on the Ganges beach, the old man is drawing the outline of Naga on the sand surface with Ganges stones. The tide washes it away again and again, but he always depicts it in the same place, as if talking to the Ganges. During the partition in 1947, I witnessed the Dalit craftsmen purifying the blood-stained river with boneware. Guru's fingertips slide across the sand surface, revealing the golden sand grains underneath. Now, it's your turn to recreate the miracle. Sumo looks at Kiran's clay pot. The scorpions inside have completely turned reddish brown, and the tips of their stingers are shining with a faint light. The karma eyes that only the spirit scorpions in the mythological age had. When Kiran immerses the clay pot in the river, the entire section of the river surface suddenly becomes as clear as a mirror, reflecting the scene of the Dalit village on the opposite bank. The boneware craftsmen are carving snake bones in the moonlight. Each cut is accompanied by the low chanting of the snake holy scripture. In the clay pots at their feet, there is the karma sand, dug out from the bottom of the Ganges, which can cure all diseases. The caste is not a boundary, and the skill is the inheritance. Kiran touches the wheel, patterned bone bracelet on his wrist. My grandfather once carved sacred objects for Brahmin priests, but was deprived of the right to sign because of his low caste. Now, the Ganges needs us to jointly repair the Naga statue. He looks at Sumo's birthmark. Your lotus mark is the guidance of Vishnu, and my snake bone spell is the gift of Naga. We are originally the two poles of the wheel of karma. At midnight, Sumo follows Kiran into the Dalit village. There are faded Naga totems painted on the mud walls, exactly the same as those on the temple murals. The old craftsman is repairing the broken snake statue. On the remaining pages of the snake holy scripture exposed at the gap, it is written with Ganges sand. When the poison of industry erodes the holy river, the three-colored karma will be reborn in the collision. Suddenly, a harsh whistle comes from afar. 3 cargo ships carrying chemical agents are sailing towards Varanasi. The searchlights sweep across the river surface, and the startled fluorescent scorpions rise into the air like a poisonous dragon. Kiran quickly takes out the snake bone, and Sumo instinctively holds his hand. The moment the birthmark touches the bone bracelet, a strong light explodes on the river surface. The lotus mark and the wheel pattern overlap, projecting a virtual image of Vishnu and Naga dancing together on the water surface. The fluorescent scorpions fall one after another in the strong light. The poisonous mist from their stingers is purified by the golden light and turns into fine gold powder, integrating into the river. Sumo sees that in the place where the golden light is the strongest, the Ganges of the mythological age emerges. Clear holy water flows from Shiva's hair, and Naga and Garuda fight in the clouds, but always maintain a delicate balance. And the modern Ganges is regaining this balance in their palms. This is the truth of karma. Guru somehow appears behind them. The Ganges stones on his anklets are all shining. It's not fate, but the echo of choices. When the Brahmin girl holds the hand of the Dalit craftsman, and when the marks of mythology manifest in modern times, the thousands of colors of the Ganges truly begin to flow. In the darkest moment before dawn, Sumo stands on the shoal in the middle of the Ganges, watching Kiran put the repaired snake bone into the water. The river surface suddenly boils, but there is no burning sensation. It is the heat of karma purification. When the first ray of sunlight illuminates the linga in the Shiva temple, she sees ancient reliefs emerging from the river bottom. The 10 incarnations of Vishnu, the guarding posture of Naga, and the modern craftsman holding the hand of the Brahmin girl, jointly turning the 3-colored wheel of karma. In Kiran's clay pot, the reborn spirit scorpions are climbing up his shoulder along his arm. The faint light of the stingers and Sumo's birthmark shine brightly on each other. In the distance, her father comes with Brahmin priests holding the real peacock feather pen in their hands. It is made of the peacock tail feathers from the Vishnu temple, and the nib is still stained with the Ganges sand ink that has not dried for thousands of years. Let's start. Kiran hands the snake bone to Sumo. Use your mark to write the modern karma poem. Sumo holds the feather pen. The moment the nib touches the water surface, 7 colors spill out from the nib. The red of basil, the yellow of mango, the white of sandalwood. These are the blessed colored powders of Holi, the light of the earthen lamps of Diwali, and the echo of the silver bells of Kathak dance. Under her pen, the wheel of karma begins to turn, weaving mythology, dynasties, and modern times into the thousands of colors of the Ganges. And this is just the first drop of the story. The Ganges ripples in the morning light. Thousands of earthen lamps from last night are still floating, like stars falling into the world. Sumo knows that in this river that has flowed with thousands of years of wisdom, every folk custom is a spell, every craftsman is a gear. And the journey she is about to embark on will uncover the sacred code covered by industrialization, making the colored powder of Holi no longer sting the skin, making the earthen lamps of Diwali illuminate the path of karma, and making the silver bells of Kathak dance reawaken the memories of the stone statues. When the first morning prayer rings out from thousands of temples in Varanasi, Sumo looks at Kiran and Guru and sees the clear Ganges reflected in their eyes. The mutated scorpions have disappeared, and only the reddish-brown spirit scorpions are crawling on the beach, their stingers shining with a soft golden light. This is the revelation of the Ganges, when different colors of karma blend in the collision, and when the divided civilizations are reborn in the dialogue. The legend of the 1,000 colors of the Ganges has just begun. The river water washes over the lotus birthmark on her soul. Sumo suddenly realizes that she's not a container of the oracle, but a translator of karma, translating the language of mythology into modern poetry, making the thousands of colors of the Ganges flow forever in the palms of every mortal. This episode ends, but the story continues. Subscribe now